baby. Hello.
Where's the
How are you guys doing?
baby?
Where's the baby? Oh, I think I screwed it up. I think we lost the baby. That's my fault.
Oh,
I need
hold
to
on.
put it back,
Hold
baby
on.
back in. Hold on. Uh-oh. All right. Greetings, everybody. While Deana is doing something. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. Deana brought the baby back in, even though I accidentally removed it. Unintentionally, as I was trying to get everything into place. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you guys are all comfortable and happy. It's been an interesting week. We've been taking a bit of a break in regards to getting things out. We didn't travel because, you know what, we had a hell of a weekend last weekend and Tuesday. So we took a bit of a break this weekend, but that did not stop us from, well, participating in a fair amount of Twitter activity. Holy crap, if you...
What the hey ho ho.
Yeah. And I mean, before we even get into the introductions there, there is an absolutely interesting and fascinating thing of which I like to call kicking the hornet's nest. It's literally what it is. If you speak badly about the convites in a certain way that really hurts them in the feelings, holy crap. And it's absolutely enjoyable.
It's funny. It's funny that they think sending their trolls after us is gonna do anything. Like, maybe it worked on some other people, but that shit's funny to me.
It is. I found it entertaining. I'm like every single crying troll in there. And I mean, and so many of them were like all saying like they're like, oh, I got you with this one liner. I'm like, every single one of you said the same line. So like you're showing me what creativity. You know, it's like
the same jokes over and over and over again too, like the same memes.
And not even just the same jokes. I'm like, you know, I'm thinking about the one in particular I did in regards to the truck on Parliament. I'm like, yeah, this is delivering a lot of small dick energy. And a lot of them are like, no, you're small dick.
Why are you talking about dicks? Well, you sure do talk about dicks a lot.
Yeah. I'm like, I said the one tweet. You guys all came in here going dick. You guys spelled dick. Dick. Yeah, good one. He said he had spelled it. Holy Christ!
Nice truck. I'd really like to have that truck.
I'm like, all right, that's cool. Yeah. So what are you, 6? Like, seriously?
It was good.
I'm like,
it's good shit.
I thought trucks were cool when I was a kid, but you know, I then became an adult and got some better toys.
Yeah.
Let's put it that point.
Yeah.
So again, as we started off, don't forget, join us in Auto Activism. You can go to my link tree within Twitter or Facebook or anywhere else I post it and join us there. We're always keeping the things updated in regards to activities going on, including the return of LaFaci on the 17th. We've got that documented there and we're keeping an eye out as to what's going on, but as well as we'll let you guys know some more information about it today. And of course, you know, we have today, but also on Friday nights. Don't forget to catch us on Spaces. So if you're on Twitter, by all means, absolutely come and join us. We'd love to hear from you guys. We'd like to hear from everybody because it's just, no, for me, it's a lot easier. I want to hear from you guys. It's less stressful for me. And I enjoy hearing from you guys. I know Deana does too.
I do. Last Spaces was really great. I think they're all great, but Last Spaces was great. Like, I really enjoyed myself in that conversation.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to the next one too. Hopefully we're gonna get some more people. But you know, we had a fair amount of people last time. It was great.
Yeah.
It's wonderful, you know, grouping of people that came out. So it was absolutely fantastic. And for sure, we're going to be going through quite a bit more. But, you know, we still have a bit of stuff to go through. And
lots has happened, even though we didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that further, which was kind of good. But a lot of stuff during the week. And I'm just going to put that out there right now. Time jobs, like...
Why? Yeah.
What the hell?
Let's talk about that, because I don't know how many tweets I get from these losers who are spending just as much time on Twitter as I am and saying, "Don't you have a job?" Pardon? Like,
Yeah. Ah,
tweeting at me more than I'm tweeting at you. What do you mean? Do I have a job? Do you fucking have a job? Like,
no, they don't.
it's ridiculous. Anyway,
They absolutely do not. I don't believe they do. Or the ones that do, there are very few of them do. I mean,
the funniest I got was, shouldn't you be cleaning bed bugs? I'm like, do you bathe or do you shower a bed bug? Like, what the fuck does that even mean? And they're like putting down my career choice, what I do really well, and I think it's hilarious because they sit there and complain that there isn't any affordable housing, right? That's, oh, what about the housing? What about the housing? And then you have somebody like me who doesn't only go into social housing, but she takes the falling apart social housing and turns that shit around so people, even if they live in social housing or nonprofit housing, to be more specific, they can still take pride in the home that they live in. I think that's valuable fucking work. Don't you?
I
And you
absolutely
want to
agree.
try to put that shit down? Give me a fucking break. Your jokes. Your fucking classist pieces of shit jokes.
It's not even classes because, I mean,
Oh, it is classist. They think that
no,
people
sorry.
who live in social housing or nonprofit housing are and disgusting people. That's what they're saying. I have to clean out bed bugs. I take care of ratty ass co-ops. They are acting like
Yeah.
the people who live in housing co-ops, who, by the way, control their co-op democratically. Okay, they
It's true.
elect their board of directors, they have members meetings, they have democratic control over where they live. Do you have democratic control when you rent a place? You want to be classist? You want to talk like you have a better life than the people who live in co-ops? You don't. Not better lives than the people who live in the co-ops that I manage. I can tell you that for fucking sure.
And you're right. It is classes, and the only reason why I'm saying it's when I first kind of reacted to saying it's not classes is because I came with a bit of an angle in regards to classes. I kind of associate like you're going to be from a higher place to do classes, but you're right. These guys are being classes, and they're not even from that higher place.
No, they're not. Like, we look at them, we see them. They're freaking like, give me a break.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Give me a freaking break. And you're renting.
Yeah.
So you don't get a say, and you don't get to decide whether or not your floors can be done or whatever. Management does that work, but it's the board of directors who makes these decisions, the standards with my advice.
Yeah.
You can ask anybody who lived in any or lives in any co-op that I've managed and turned around, and you can ask them if their life was better when I was managing
No, totally.
their property.
Totally agreed. Yeah. It's
I know
totally
what I
right.
do. I know what I do. The city knows what I do. The federal government or whatever, not government, the agency, they know what I do. Agency
Everybody
for
knows
Corporate
you.
Housing.
Everybody knows you.
They
No,
know what I
absolutely.
do.
I mean, these guys are, and even without going specifics in regards to your job, which again, absolutely important. I think it's fantastic because it does affect a lot of people in a good way in regards to getting them affordable housing.
Right.
Work is work. Like, you don't shame work because people, we are built on a very capitalist system right now that if you don't make money, you're going to die
Yeah.
horribly. And
But
this
can
is
you
right now.
imagine being as lucky as me and making something that I do well and that I enjoy very much and that I get to be a part of a change and I get to make money at the same time?
Absolutely.
You want to put that down?
Deana has spoken.
I've spoken.
She has
And
spoken.
it's not just about me. It's about the way that they act towards the people who are living in these places. I raised my son in a co-op. We'll have a discussion at some point about how great co-ops can be.
Yeah,
But not now.
absolutely. Well, we can have spaces on it too.
Yeah. for
Yeah.
sure. Wait, the spaces we were going to talk about. What was it again? We had a topic. It was
Digital
digital
IDs.
ID.
Yes, I believe this Friday's actually has a pre-theme of digital
Yes.
IDs. So,
And not a convite, right? It
yes,
was not
I
a
believe not a
convite that was
convite.
speaking
Yeah,
to it, and yeah, she gave the best breakdown of what it is, and I can't wait to hear more about it.
absolutely. We started talking, and I felt like not a convite. We're connecting on the tech level because we're both tech people, and so
And I am not, but like my sister is, my son is. They're like really, but it's totally above my head. However, I just felt that, I mean, it's not totally above my head, but it's mostly above my head. But the way that Not a Convite was explaining things was super relatable and
yeah.
layman terms, and I really appreciated that.
And it's I think it's going to be important for us to look into ways, because I mean this is going to be something that comes in. There's going to be a lot of, well, we already know there's misinformation. There's misinformation about 15-minute cities, for fuck's sakes. So of course there's going to be misinformation about digital IDs and what they are. Hell, there's misinformation about goddamn 5Gs, and the only thing that's going to give you is better cell service.
There's misinformation about what happens at a fucking board meeting, OCDSB meeting. There's disinformation about what happened at a high school just hours ago today. Like,
Yep.
people will just disinform and disinform and disinform. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. But we may want to get started with set topics. And the first one that started on, was it Saturday? Oh, it was this Saturday, apparently. It was. And that was mayoral candidate, Mr. Christopher Sakosia, and Chris Guy for short, decided to have a rally for his mayoral candidacy in none other place than Shelburn, Ontario. Because, when you're in Toronto running for mayor there, nothing speaks like Toronto mayor than having a campaign rally for said event and said campaign outside of the city
Outside
you're
of
running
the
in.
city. Like, what the? Oh my God.
Because,
How do we get here? How did we get here?
we're still going through it. Yeah. So,
Oh shit.
interesting notes in regards to that. So it was on Saturday, and they got a stage set up, and we'll even have some photos about that in a second too. They had a schedule and a barbecue. The barbecue was a potluck.
Gross.
The music was from 11 to 1, because that's makes sense. And they had an open mic from 1 to 2, which I don't know if that would include music or not, and I'm not sure which would be the better option there. And then 2 from 3:30 had guest speakers, which included, of course, obviously Chris Sky, Mr. Freedom, Desi Ranks, sorry, and King Nico, who I find always an entertainment whatsoever in general.
Guy
And
did that on purpose. He put Chris Nico there on purpose.
King Nico has been a big supporter of his.
So
I know.
that is.
I know.
I mean, he doesn't have a political hope in hell, but are you just trying to be outrageous? Like, is that what your goal is? You're just trying to be as completely outrageous as fucking possible, that you would put King Nico, who is not just a flat earther, but takes every sort of biblical picture and replaces the prophet's head with his own fucking head. Like, this guy is out of control, conspiracy. He thinks he's the next coming. Like, it I don't know what to say.
No, I mean, so King Nico is definitely in a world of his own. Like he's
I can't listen to him, so I haven't heard a lot of what he says, to be honest.
You're not really missing much. Last I sort of watched and observed his stuff, it was very much on the whole firmament, earth is flat, and
So Chris Sky believes the earth is flat as well?
I can't confirm, but I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, then.
Chris Guy also believes a lot of other conspiracy theories. So, I mean, the best one I remember and kind of giggling about was when the city was replacing the street lights with LEDs because that's how they're going to get you.
What
I
do you mean?
shit you not.
But what are they getting you for? What do
No,
they
no, no,
want?
they're getting you for. They're getting you with, and they're going to put
How?
in
What does the
because
light
they're,
do to you?
if I remember correctly, because they're WEF light bulbs.
What does that even mean, though? Okay.
They've got the 5Gs in the light bulbs, and it just goes downhill from there.
5G is now like a UV ray or something. Now they're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
inject you with
Well,
or what is it? Light
so-
waves?
Well, with the
Light
5G now in your blood because of the vaccine, and the 5Gs in the
Oh.
light bulbs, it's all connected, and we're all now connected via the 5G light bulbs,
Totally makes sense.
doesn't
Got
it?
it. That totally makes sense. Shit.
Yeah,
Shit.
I
have
know,
to rethink
isn't
my
it?
life choices.
It is absolutely insane. I mean, your life choices right now are between the 5G light bulbs, your vaccine blood, and the 5G towers, which we don't necessarily need anymore because the 5G
They have
light bulbs. They have light bulbs, and we're all connected together. So you're just
Do they walk on the other side of this? Like, you know how the street light hangs over the sidewalk? Do they like walk on the other side of the posts or something just in case we shed on them? Because we could have shed our 5G on them, right?
that's true. I'm gonna sneeze on some of them to say, "Hey, look careful! That's some 5Gs that's on you now."
5G. 5G.
So yeah, that's happening next time we see them.
Sure you don't want me to wear a mask? 5G.
Yeah, that's definitely happening for sure. So yeah, no, absolutely. So I mean, yeah, these guys are absolutely ridiculous, and obviously I didn't bother getting any speeches from that because why?
Thank you. I appreciate
You're welcome.
that. I
It's
appreciate
not
you.
really. To be honest, the speeches are out there, and they're kind of what we expect in regards to just some of the crazy insanity of what they are. But of course, it wouldn't be a convite kind of event unless interesting things did occur, and some interesting things did occur. In particular, we've got a couple of yoinkings.
Yay.
So,
I like rankings.
so the first one is
Yoinky Doodle went to town. Got hit by a pony. Stuck her walker in the way. And it was all baloney. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you.
and you didn't think we'd have music for his. All right, first video is from our dear Kellyanne Wolf, Kellyanne Farkas. Take your pick.
Oh, fuck her.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on? Okay, let Ed know.
What is the arrest for?
Oh, we're going to face down Ed. You're going to have to pick me up. Very
What's the arrest for?
She's an adult, so we don't have to disclose that to you.
She can disclose it.
She did nothing wrong.
You guys should have sent her the cop with the
She did nothing wrong.
She.
Did she commit a crime? Officer,
Yes.
you're afraid to... Yes? Okay.
Criminal, there's a warrant out for her arrest.
Okay. All right, the officer said she committed a crime. And there's a warrant.
Just let us
for
work.
her
You can videotape all you want. It's fine.
that's
But
all
just
right.
give her a little bit of space.
Of course, no problem.
So I got a little bit of detail in regards to her arrest. Her arrest was actually related to a what you might call it. Yes, it was a bench warrant. I believe I can't remember from the town. I did have it a little while ago, but it was it was a bench warrant, and so
For what? Do
she's
we know what it was for?
for I guess usually a bench warrant. I don't know the exact reasoning, but usually a bench warrant occurs when they don't show up to court.
When they miss a court date. That's what I thought.
They do, yeah. So they miss a court date, but you can have a bench warrant, but it doesn't necessarily get sort of exercised, particularly from a distance as far as they went there, because what you might call it. Like I've known some people where they get bench warrants, but their crime is not severe enough that they're going to try to bring somebody across the province Like if they show up back in the city, that's it. But unless you're in the city, they're not going to do it. So her crime her charge must be important enough that they are going to sort of take that kind of action, which was kind of impressive to see. Because I really didn't expect them to do anything in regards to it. But yeah, so I mean, she got arrested, she got yanked out, but it's not really related to anything in particular there.
She got arrested.
She did.
After she tweeted at me.
Did she tweet at you?
Oh, yeah. We got into a battle that day. It was funny.
Oh.
And I fucking creamed her after. Like, I just wiped the floor with her. She says something idiotic like...
Just narrowed it down.
She just said, like, shut the fuck up. Something about my parenting. And I'm like, no, girl, you didn't just do that. So I'm like, what about your children? Like, where are your children? But then she goes and gets arrested. So I tweet back at her because I know when she's out, she's going to see it. And I'm like, wow, this is a great example for your children. And then somebody posts, I can't remember who it was. And if you're here, you can go ahead and take props. But an old video of hers where she's opening a gift or something and it's Justin Trudeau. And she even says she's drunk as fuck. And she's just like stupid, drunk, like high, whatever she was. She was blasted, is what she said, I think. And then she's like, her son is behind like the camera, or holding the camera. And he says something about needing, and it's Justin Trudeau's face, and he says something to the effect of, we need to blow he's got a face that you want to blow off, or something like that. Shoot off, or something. Like, just
Jesus.
What the fuck? I'll have to tag you on it. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is what your kid is saying? And you're blasted with your kid? Like, what is happening? And I just said, shut the fuck up and don't ever fucking talk to me about my parenting again. Like, you're done, you stupid cow. Could you imagine your kid? And then you post it. It was Instagram Live. That's what it was. She did it on Instagram Live. She was on Dr. Phil too. Did you know that?
Oh, that one I did know. That one I did know.
I Googled it and I watched it, and she's fucking ridiculous. Like, she's ridiculous. I can't even tell you. She's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I recall this because the Dr. Phil thing, because a while back, there was an offer for even us to do an interview with her where something was arranged for us. And I passed because I'm like, we're not really ones to interview. And we're okay to possibly interview people who are, like for example, Homie Tutaro, absolutely wonderful person to interview. Yeah. It's more like an absolute fun guest to have in. We're okay with that, and then we're trying to see if we can do some more of those in regards to different kind of thing. But particularly Kellyanne, I was like, yeah, you're a lot to handle without you even speaking. I don't know if I'd want to try to do anything that's sort of a thing with you. And so I did pass her off to somebody else. I said, do you want to give it an opportunity to this? And they considered themselves, and they even had the same sort of hesitations as myself, because it's like, this person is not afraid of using language that's going to get me kicked off of my platforms.
Yeah, she'll say, she will speak hate speech, 100%.
She will speak it without problem. She'll say the worst, horrible things. And they were even also considering the same thing as I was, like, do you do this one live? Probably not. You're pre-recorded, so you can actually sort of peep it out and go with that. So they eventually, in the end of it, they just decided, you know what? It's not worth it. It's just not worth it to do that. It's way too complicated. And I'm like, I
guess my question is, why would you really want to interview her? She has pretty much spilled her entire life story through drunken tirades, Instagram lives, or whatever live she does, and completely just says things that under normal circumstances you would not share about yourself or whatever to the entire, like, she is far gone well, both things, far gone in terms of her conspiracy theories and her hatred, but she has definitely an addiction problem and she needs to get help. And instead of the people around her enabling her to self-destruct online, I think it's time you guys actually took care of your fucking friend, because she needs to be collected. Like,
from Kochek.
Oh, just, I don't know, man.
Oh, you're absolutely right, because I mean, like, it's one of those, like, it's weird that she has such a strong following in regards to some of the activity that she does. It's almost the point of concerning. But I'm like,
maybe people just like to watch a train wreck. I don't know.
Oh, absolutely, and I think that's kind of the reason why some people do her interviews, because it's they want to interview her. Interviewed? She's been interviewed. Well, I mean, she was Dr. Phil.
Oh yeah, right.
And some of the other people have actually jumped on there to see her and see what she's doing.
But if you've been on Dr. Phil, then you know that you are outrageous. Mm-hmm. Because that's what he puts on his show, is like outrageousness. So I don't think that it's a, what do you call it? I don't know. I don't think that's a good thing to have on your history.
Yeah, but Dr. Phil is going to say, Dr. Phil is just up to interviewing just the craziest of people, period.
That's what I'm saying. That means you're crazy.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So, I mean, well, yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think she's checking anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think, I think we're gone. I don't think she's the type that's really checking sort of
But that's why I'm saying she has friends who need to help her and collect her. You know, it was funny at the end of the video you played. You got the guy who's like, what did she do? And then whatever, the cop's like, I don't have to tell you, whatever. He's like, did she do something wrong? Did she do something wrong? And the cop finally goes, yes. He goes, oh, okay. He was like, all the cop had to say was that, yes, she did something wrong. Oh, it's so funny. Like, I don't know. Just listen.
No, she didn't do anything wrong. And that's what he's going to tell you the truth of. She didn't do anything wrong. And we're just arresting her because, I got some time.
What did she do something? Did she do something? The cop's like, yes. And he's like, okay.
Yeah. So that wasn't the only arrest, though. No. Another friend of ours, I have to use the term loosely, Mr. Glass also got arrested.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
And his friend Nick Smith. So we can't see Glass's arrest, but we can see the reason as to why he was arrested. So
it's always the same people getting arrested.
It is. It's almost like they're kind of
they're throwing themselves on a sword that nobody gives a shit about. Like, you're not a martyr for anything. Nothing is, like, you're making zero change and you're just yelling into the wind, and people are watching you spend nights in holding cells if you do, or in like whatever jail. Why are you doing this? Like, fucking get a life.
No, absolutely. So just to recap what happened there, Jeremy was arrested for assault with a weapon, intimidation, and mischief under 5,000.
That's a good parent.
Yeah, his friend there, Nick Smith, was arrested for mischief, interference with interfere with any person in the lawful use, enjoyment, or operation of property over $5,000. So, which was interesting on that one. But let's see how that occurred. Oops.
I forgot about that.
Keep that set up, we're all going to lead to what you got talking about. Come on, guys. I'm going to schedule to keep here, and I'm not pissing hot around. You guys don't work for the police, so don't get involved. Nobody's a hero here today. Olivia, Mike, watch out.
Yeah.
Nope, nobody's here.
Yeah, watch the truck.
Yeah, you're good there.
Like, what a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
What a piece of garbage. Those
He
guys
is.
are just there to do work and like, what a piece of garbage.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Yes.
love when he gets yoinked.
Yeah.
I
So
love it.
unfortunately, we don't have the video for him getting yoinked, but he does get yoinked. But particularly for I mean, part of that has to do with the fact that he's using his vehicle as sort of a battering ram to move not only the equipment that's there, but also the people.
People.
So that's a bit of a that's where the weapon charge comes in.
He didn't even tell them he was gonna drive into them. All he kept yelling was, "I don't work for the blah blah blah, and there are no heroes here." Like, you're
Yeah, no, absolutely.
you're an idiot. This, like, come on, convoy people, come collect your dirt. You left some hanging arounders. You left some boogers. Like, get these fucking people. Talk to them and tell them it's over. Tell them it's fucking over.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's these guys are not going to go. But I mean, it's also a bit of entitlement in regards to, yeah, I'm going to use my vehicle, shove everybody out of the way because I feel I'm right.
Can you imagine if a black man did that? Can you fucking
Sure.
imagine? Like, and it's not even hyperbole.
No.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Privilege, anyone? Privilege? What about an indigenous man who does that? Like,
It's just man have been beaten for less. They have.
people die at in wellness checks. Like,
Yep.
indigenous people. Like, it's just so goddamn. Like, just. I hope they
pushed-
put
yeah.
their cuffs on real tight.
Yeah. He's pushed a whole bunch of people there with his vehicle. And you know, he's fine with it. He's alive and he's okay with it. And I'm
He's
just thinking back.
entitled to it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm thinking back of that chief, I think it was last year or the year before, who was walking out of a barn and he was calm and everything else, walking towards, I think, his vehicle, and an officer just started smashing on him,
Yep.
like wailing on him. I'm like, yeah. It's kind of hard not to notice a difference. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But after Glass gets arrested, Nick Smith gets arrested. Next day, he does get released, and he decides to have a little talk and just explain to everybody his version of what occurred. Now, I didn't have a chance to prepare the video, so I am borrowing from Mr. Mayor McCheese. So,
Thank
by all
you, Mayor.
means, absolutely, thank you, Mayor. And let's take a peek at what he prepared.
We had a great rally here in Shelburn on Saturday. This guy, Josh from Mr. Freedom, you know, Desi Ranks, King Nico as well. We had Jim Kerr from the Bubble Bus and Barry Thong, man, come up to Shelburn. it was a great day. The town has been giving me problems for over a year for this local rally, trying to direct the police to shut us down. But Nick, of course, anybody knows Nick, didn't calm down. Police showed up and it only got worse with him. I then noticed that they had all of our parking barriered off with wooden barriers. This wasn't communicated with me by the police ahead of time, so I started moving these barriers. The townspeople came, they started setting them back up. One lady that was just a wife of one of the town's workers, I said to her, listen, take this up with the police. This has nothing to do with you. This is not your job. Don't be a hero. Take this up with the police. So she did, and then the police came over and informed me that these barriers were to stay up. And I said, I am not negotiating my rights and freedoms here. I'm not arrested. So I continued to take them down, whereas he said he was going to arrest me. And I said, for what? I said, I'm not breaking any laws. And then this police officer pointed at our town hall and said, this comes from up there, meaning that our mayor is calling the shots. And then I was screaming and getting violent with the police until he was finally arrested, which was a relief kind of to the rest of us, because we knew his behavior would continue like this and make this a very unproductive and unenjoyable protest for everyone else. So I took this as a win almost, him being arrested at this point. I've always stood that everyone is welcome at our Shelburn rally, but you know, if you want to break laws and your behavior is like that, that's not going to be welcome, and you're going to meet yourself with resistance from the police, which happened to him. So this gave me a great opportunity. I started driving into where the barriers had now been moved to park my truck and trailer, where a town worker got out in front of me and put his hands on my hood of the truck and said, no, you can't. I then informed him, stop being a hero. This is not your job. And I kept inching forward, him pushing the pylons back with him as he walked back until I had enough space to park my truck and trailer. Whereas I then turned off my truck. Sunday morning, we were about to head over to my friend Mike Post's for Easter egg hunt that his wife sets up every year. Just as we're leaving, 2 cops came in. And, intimidation and mischief. So it was fine. They were going to release me on the spot if I would sign their conditions that went along with. I was not to associate with the plaintiff. I don't know his name because I don't know this guy from a hole in the ground. But that was fine. But then it also went on to say that I could not go on to the property of Jack Dowing's parks or within 100 meters of. I could not go on the property of our Shelburn Town Hall or within 100 meters of. Now, these conditions are not in public interest or for public safety. These are in political interest. They found their way that they were going to keep me away from this protest area and try to shut down this protest. So I said I won't sign these conditions, and I was taken with them. If I had to just sign them, I could have went back, enjoyed the Easter festivities of my daughter. I'm not arguing this. And I said, well, if you're going to represent me, you are arguing this. This is why you're representing me. And at that point, she said, well, I'm not representing you. I had to go into my bail hearing with no lawyer, whereas the Crown and judge did not want to hear anything I had to say. They kept saying that I could take it up tomorrow in Orangeville and spend another night in the cell. And the Crown was saying that she would not be changing the conditions then. So I did have the conditions changed a bit. I had changed from 50 meters from my town hall and 50 meters from Jack Dowling Park. I'll stand 50 meters away from the protest if it carries on, and I'm sure it will. And I'll do a different role. I'll stand there with no megaphone, no sign, dressed in nice clothes, and hand out druthers to people. Let them know, hey, I'm Jeremy Glass. I started that rally up here. Maybe explain a little bit of my story. Don't take my word for anything. Please take these flyers. Please take this druther. See how my Freedom family is sticking behind me on this, and I appreciate that. This has been an emotional, rough day for me. So I'm gonna leave it at that. And I'm gonna stand out here for a while more with my sign. Like I say, I'm right on 89 Highway here in Shelburn.
That is the first time I saw that.
Thoughts?
What is happening? What is happening? Like, holy fuck. Thoughts.
That was a lot.
That rules, I only have 5 little points. He thinks that rules are an infringement on his freedom. Either he has never had to follow rules, or he was that fucking shittiest kid that you went to school with that just fucking thought they can get away with whatever the fuck they want, and when they got in trouble, it was everybody else's fault. So that's one. Like, that was obviously very apparent.
Yeah.
He lied about how the situation happened, and he knew that it was on film. So does he actually believe that, you know, he inched his way after telling them whatever he says he did, and the guy found, like, hit his truck? And I'm like, bullshit. We saw what happened. You fucking lying piece of shit.
Yep.
What the hell is that? And
Yes.
I don't know. I forgot my other point. I'll remember it. You like, there was so much. There was too much. And he's a fucking, when the lawyer said, I'm not going to represent you. No, because you're fucking insane. Like, you think that you're in the right here,
Yeah.
and that someone is going to, no, you're not right.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some interesting statements, and a few that I thought was interesting in regards from lawyers in regard about how they handle clients, and their job is to represent the client, but it's also to give the client the honest information of, we can win this, or no, you fucked up, and this is how we can at least control
You're guilty,
it,
bro.
Yeah.
Fucking guilty.
It's they'll recognize in regards to, I will try to minimize whatever it is, but if you were caught in the same room with the gunpowder, bullet matches that's in the body, like, you're toast here. I'll make sure you get a good sentencing, but let's live in the world of reality. You got caught, bro.
He recorded it. Like, that was his buddy who was filming it, wasn't it?
I'm assuming it's his buddy that was filming that.
And then he goes on this long tirade, and I know Mayor.
Well, I'm sure it was longer too.
Clip, yes. Mayor,
Yeah.
you can see that they had to, like, cut through some of the bullshit, like the fact of this conversation. It's crazy.
I mean, there's like.
And this is the point. Can I say this before I forget?
Yeah. Can I stop you?
Said they found a way to keep me from the protest. No, dude, you found a way to keep you from the protest. You fucking moron.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about you, Jeremy. Nobody's trying to keep you away. You're nothing, really. Out of the 20 people that are going to show up, or the 75 people, you're still a nothing. So you found a way to get yourself kicked out of that protest.
Absolutely did. And that's kind of the message that keeps occurring. I mean, like, there's stuff from, like, I'm thinking back from as many times as possible where they're told, don't do this. No, don't do this. No,
it's my
play little
freedom.
games. It's my freedom.
It's my freedom to park right fucking here.
Yeah.
Right here is where my car is going to park, because it's you're not going to infringe on my freedom.
To park there.
Dude.
Yeah. And it goes up there with, I keep thinking about, even like, when the Terratots were up on the hill, and they're like, and they kept on
to bring a stick.
My freedom to bring a stick that's not approved to carry a flag on. And PPS was clear.
And
you can bring your flag, just not the stick.
I'm also a son of a veteran, so how dare you?
Yeah, who cares? That's just a Daisy point that makes no sense. But they brought up the fact it's like how they kicked us off the hill and banned us from the hill because we brought a flag and a stick after they repeatedly told us not to bring the stick on there.
And it's a hockey stick. I mean, it's Canadian, right? Fuck. Like, everything they said was so childish. Okay, look, those guys are children, right?
Yep.
They're saying stupid shit like stupid teenagers who think that they're smarter than the adults in the room, right? They'll make up these and they'll try to be sarcastic and whatever. And you know what teenagers are like. I can't believe we're hearing it from like people like Jeremy Glass, Chris Dacey, like actual adult grown-ups who are making the same dumbass not funny excuses, but think that they're funny.
You're surprised?
Well, I mean, it's. Did I say surprised? Did I use that word?
You did.
Maybe surprised wasn't the right word. I don't know. Like, how did we get here? I guess. How did we get here?
Yeah, a little shocked, a little confused, a little stunned. More like we shouldn't be here, but why are so many? Here's another way of putting it, and this is going to offend many. And you know what? I don't give a fuck anymore.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they're gonna piss me off on Twitter anyways. I don't give a fuck. We are dealing with a large collection of adults who are in arrested development that found each other.
Trailer Park Boys.
It is Trailer Park Boys, the Parliament Edition.
I love the not a convite props. Those are funny af.
Oh, pissing myself laughing when I saw that. It was absolutely the only thing that made me not too crazy about it. And again, it's not towards not a convite. When it's just, I remember Trailer Park Boys, and I kind of enjoyed it and loved it. And I'm like, I get it, and I enjoy it and appreciate it, but I'm like,
don't ruin it for me.
Yeah. You can associate these guys to Ricky for sure. Just don't associate them to Julian and Bubbles, especially Bubbles. We all love Bubbles.
They're all Mr. Leahy to me.
Yes. No. I'm sorry. I can't see Jason without seeing Mr. Leahy now.
I know, right? That's what I mean. Yeah.
He is Leahy before Randy.
Yeah. Who's Leahy's the guy who really was in love with Leahy? Who was that guy? What's his
Randy.
name?
That was Randy.
Randy, you just said.
Yeah.
Who's Randy then? There's
who's Jason's Randy?
Yeah.
Maybe he hasn't found the cheeseburger yet.
This is a fun game.
It is a fun game. Yeah, like I said, this might be sort of like Trailer Park Boys, the prequel. Before we get to Shady Vines. No, it wasn't Shady Vines. Sunnyvale. Sorry. Was it Sunnyvale?
Sunnydale?
Yeah, Sunnyvale Trailer Park.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. But to get there, Carl. That's a potential.
Wait. Randy is Barry's thong man.
That's possible.
Carl's funny.
Okay. Both of those answers, and I wish I could put them on side by side on the screen right now, but both of these answers are absolutely golden. No, Carl is not Bubbles.
Carl, no.
But Carl being the other version of Randy, I'm just like, that's possible, but twisted. But no, I think it's. I'm up with Barry Thongman. I think my vote's with Barry Thongman. I don't know. But yeah, it's not Carl. It's Carlos. So let's be Bubbles. But speaking of LaFaci and basically what he's up to not being in the city. So
he's talking to all the farmers.
He's talking to all the farmers, and there's a wonderful video. Well, not even a video. We didn't get a video of him leaving, but he decided to leave town. I believe it was on Monday, Sunday night or Monday. He decided, pack the Carabeamer, and also on Friday with the discussion of the digital IDs. I want to hear the story of Carabeamer. So anybody who's here who's got information about it, bring it up on the spaces. I want to hear the history of why it's called the Carabeamer, because that sounds like it's going to be a wonderfully stupid story, and we're all up for it. So he packed up the minivan, grabbed the family, a pseudo wife, because apparently they're not married, just pretend to be, and the child, packed it in there and started driving off until
Whoa!
Wow.
there's a child in there in that situation.
There was a child there. I don't think
No,
it's.
but I don't mean about the car. Cars break down with children.
Yeah.
I mean in the Jason Mandy situation, there's a child in between that.
I don't think it's their child, as in both of theirs. I think it's Mandy's child, and Jason's got his children. Like, I don't think they have children together.
Yeah, no. Jason had children, and I think there's a no contact order.
There is. Yeah.
But there's another child around him now.
There is another child around him, and I believe that's Mandy's child.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's more information. But so as he's driven out of town, there's the need for a caravan tire for a Dodge Caravan, aka the Carabeamer. And apparently it did not go well for Mandy, as they tore out the tire and had no. And the only thing I'm wondering is, like, it's a Dodge Caravan. How do you not have a spare tire in the vehicle?
It wasn't just the tire that was the problem, though.
Correct. There was more to it. I don't have the photos from it because I wasn't able to grab it. Other things occurred in regards to it, so I wasn't able to get that content. There was a lockdown from Mr. LaFaci. Apparently, there is a Jeff Miller who has been absolutely terrifying and terrorizing LaFaci, and it is delicious. I don't know if he's watching right now. If you are, speak up, because you are a hero to me and to many of us. Mr. Jeff Miller has been identified by Mr. LaFaci as being a police officer, because everybody who causes him grief is a police officer. I mean, Deana, you're a police officer.
I am a police officer.
Apparently, you're a secret operative of the Ottawa Police, and you do that while doing your second gig up at McGill University, because that's how it rolls. And Jeff Miller is apparently another police officer.
I have a job, everybody. Either I'm a police officer by day and a McGill by night, or I don't have a job, but I can't do both.
Exactly. So, he was quite convinced about that. So, Miller, who's now on Twitter, he's
Miller time.
It's Miller time. Oh yeah, he's going to all the puns. So I'm just loving that even more. It is Jeff Miller, the police officer from Police Quest 2, which to me is even better. Being I played the original, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic that he dove into that persona. But absolutely go check it out. Joe, follow him. He is definitely being a little ass to our dear friend LaFaci.
Yeah, he can't block him.
Yeah, apparently he has now. So apparently this was one part of the reasons he locked the whole thing down, and then he finally was able to, because he could not
shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Again, let's not forget here. It's impressive how powerful Jeff Miller is, because remember, LaFaci is Canada's top hacker, who still is working on figuring out Facebook, and as some of the people said, StreamYard. Absolutely, it's absolutely astonishing, the power of Mr. Miller. But I did get some information tonight, just before the broadcast, that LaFaci's actually coming back here in Ottawa, I believe tonight.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if he's coming in and out.
Hi, Jason.
Oh, that's true. He could be watching.
He is watching.
I don't know if he's watching live, but you know what? If he is, he might be. We don't have the chat from your Facebook live, but we do have from mine, the YouTube and everything else.
See my chats?
We can't see your chats, unfortunately. No.
If you guys are there, hi, but I can't see
Hi.
until after, like usual. Cool.
We apologize, but we're up to 4 different points you can watch us from, so
Yeah.
we apologize. One of the points can't be shared yet. So he's now at the Kinburn, as somebody's mentioned here. So he's there. He's probably going to mess around the camp. I guess he decided not to shower again for who knows how long. I'm not sure if he brought a belt this time. But, he's back in the city to do whatever it is, because I don't think he's talked to any farmers or anybody else. But,
No,
who knows?
He said he has. He did a whole annoying live stream. You told me to check something, and I checked it, and there was like all these messages, and then there was
Oh, yeah.
and I fucking suffered through that until we got to that one point.
Oh, so
Did you clip that or no?
I didn't clip it. I should have
me
clipped
speak
it.
to that
And
for a
more
second.
importantly, I should have gave you the time index of when to start at, because I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you watch the whole damn thing.
It was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I actually, to be honest, I keep hitting the 10-second forward button when he's just talking about stupid conversations that he never actually had with people. So
That's pretty much the entire video.
yeah, and then he gets to my part where he's talking about me. And listen, Jason LaFuck, like, don't even talk to me about my fucking parenting when you have no contact order with your adult son. By the way, your adult son doesn't want to see your fucking ugly mug. And then your adult son also wants a no contact order for his son. So they don't want you in their lives. You see how much love is between my daughter and I? Right. Don't
true.
fucking talk to me about parenting, you dumb fuck.
That is absolutely true. It is absolutely true.
You're right, Dana. Well, you're right. When you're right, you're right. And you know, I agree with
You love that new button.
It's a new button. There was, I don't know if you guys heard that. I'm going to play it again. Just listen.
Oh, no, they can hear it. They can hear it.
Do you recognize this person's voice?
that was different. You're right, Dana. Well, you're right. When you're right, you're right. And you know, I agree with
Not only did Gucci tell me I was right, he pronounced my name properly when
No, he
he
didn't.
was telling me I was right. Yes, he said Dina in that one.
I heard
You're
Dana.
right, Dina. I heard Dina. I heard Dina.
I'm not going to fight you on this one. But
So that's my alarm at 6:14 in the morning, just so you guys know. Every morning, that's what goes off.
being told you're right.
By Gucci. It's the best way to wake up.
I'm not surprised. This is kind of funny as shit.
It is funny as shit.
Yes. But with, LaFaci coming back, and let's be honest here, he's supposed to come back here for the 17th. He's going to be coming in and out. He's not going to do very well, period.
They're going to keep missing doctor's appointments because you can't smoke a joint through a mask, eh, Mandy? It's too hard to smoke a joint through a mask. Like, you're mask exempt so that you can inhale big puffs of spliffity spliffs.
There's ways around that.
Hard.
There's ways around that. But, so, with LaFaci, he was going to be trying to...
Hotbox in a mask. Like, you could literally take a puff, put the mask on, blow out, suck it back in, blow out, suck it back in. Right?
So,
Put the mask on.
our resident chronic, Deana, explain to you how to hotbox with a mask should you guys ever want to. There you go. We can occasionally be educational on this show.
You're welcome, everyone. Bet you're all going
Yes.
to try it. You're all trying it. I know you are.
Or half of them already have. You can tell they're the ones that are stoned right now. Anyways, so today is the last story, and we warp down to North York, so Toronto. In which case, you, as you will all notice, myself and Deana are both wearing pink today.
Yeah.
In regards
and
to
I've got
pink.
sparkles on mine, too.
You got sparkles. I only got the bandana because, that's how I rock it. So a little bit of history in regards to the pink shirt, pink Day of Pink. It had to do actually out in Nova Scotia. So for all these coasters, it actually comes from out there. And it had to do with a student that went in one day, and I believe they did identify as gay, and they were wearing pink, and they were bullied. And a couple of students noticed that and took problems to it. And two male students got the rest of the school to come in the next day wearing pink in defiance of bullies. And since that day, they made that Day of Pink in regards to being an anti-bullying campaign. So it's a wonderful story. particularly in anti-bullying in regards to LGBTQ, and this obviously it's got a little bit more focus right now in regards to not just LGBTQ, but also for trans students as it's kind of picking up. So it's absolutely a fantastic story. And in North York today, they had, not only they were celebrating that, but they also had some speakers coming in. So on April 12th, just over, so between 11 and noon, they had additional speakers, including the last surviving member of the Stonewall riots. And that's huge. Like, this is a person that observed and participated in a massive civil rights change.
A pivotal moment.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely. I mean, and these students got to speak to him. I'm like, I wanted to be there. I would love to listen to him. I would love to ask him all sorts of questions in regards to, like, what was the energy that caused that to occur? Because that, what was it that caused that tipping point at that particular moment in time?
yeah, because the cops had kept coming in and kept arresting people in those bars, in that bar, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's just that one time that people are just like, you know what, fuck you, and that was it. Like,
enough is enough, and
Yeah.
they had enough, and they pushed back, and they pushed back hard. And again, it was that particular event, and everything after that.
yeah, arresting and beating. You're right. I shouldn't have minimized it. It
Yeah.
was not just these guys are coming and arresting people. It was
No, it was. They were arrested, they were beaten, they were harassed, everything. It was constantly,
they were overcharged for drinks because the mafia is the one who actually owned that bar and opened it, but they would mark up the price because
they could.
they could.
Yep.
Yeah.
So on this, so they came in, they got bullied, they got pushed, and then, oops, they got pushed around to so they got pushed around to do, in regards to from the police brutality, but they pushed back. So from there, all sorts of changes occurred. Gay rights basically started thanks to this. They were able to form groups. It spread across the United States. Legislation was starting to pass, and they were able to exist openly without being, harassed by police. They were able to exist openly.
Yeah, that's it.
I was going to say without being harassed by police, but
That's not true.
that took a
Yeah.
long time. And even still,
And even still.
I think it's less now, but it's still, I wouldn't, I wouldn't say it's completely gone. Probably less now than other groups. But yeah, exactly. There was now legality. I'm sure if we looked into the dates and whatnot, there's probably some ties even to our changes to our own laws up here in Canada with Papa Trudeau in regards to, getting the government out of the bedroom is the best analysis to say. So this was a huge day, and Toronto had a huge day because he got to speak to this person. But of course, that's not the way things work. Because obviously, Save Canada interpreted this as to a huge offense and now decided to go and make a nice right-wing spectacle of the whole thing.
People had the option to go or to not go.
Correct.
These are high school kids that, for fuck's sake, should be okay to make a simple decision. At that point, they should know whether or not they want to go to this or not want to go to this. It is absolutely ridiculous that there would be anybody who would act, people that don't have kids, like that's what was there, of course, acting like it's terrible. Now, if Josh thinks that he is, smart enough to know that this is not for him, there is no way, who is he to not give that same opportunity of free thought and free choice to go and See the speakers, what they have to say. What happened to freedom of information? Can these people, maybe they don't agree with it, but maybe they want to go and see it uninterrupted so that they can maybe learn something or whatever. But as if you're going to go out of your way to make a fucking spectacle like that because people are going to do a presentation, a show, whatever it is. Give me a break.
No, absolutely.
Why are we trying to take away any type of decision, really, from people who are just entering into adulthood, who are learning how to make these choices? Like, it's ridiculous.
Well, you also have to take a look a bit as to the group that was also there.
Ugh.
So, I mean, Josh was there.
Yeah.
They actually, the entire Save Canada crew was there. I think most of them, sorry, I think one was missing. Daisy was there. So,
Daisy was there.
Of course. And we had Rebel News, of course, was there.
That fucking fish lip piece of shit. What the hell? Is he a journalist for real? Like, that guy grosses me out, number one. His lips do this weird, like, sort of like fish thing while people are talking. Drives me nuts. I see like a hook, going in there. And he actually says bullshit like,
Oh, yeah.
Can you speak up? I can't hear you through that face diaper. What is that? That's journalism? Are you fucking kidding me, Rebel News? That's journalism?
Yeah.
Holy
It's not. It's sensationalism.
It's
They
fucking
every time
dumb.
every time they say journalism, you need to replace journalism with sensationalism. That's all they're doing. They're trying to
ridiculous.
Yeah, they're trying to debate. They're trying to cause. He would loved and he would have loved if somebody punched him. That would have been the greatest thing for him.
Yeah.
It's
I don't even know.
Rebel News, Rebel Entertainment. You're right. And news is a very loosely defined term when it comes to these guys. But, Rebel News is not even the most extreme. We have this guy here. I believe it's Gus. What's his name again? Gus
Nazi fuck. Sorry.
That's exactly it. Like this guy here, everybody's like, oh, well, he was just another person that's joining and whatnot.
Mm-mm.
Here he is with some white supremacist bullshit.
Yeah.
In a different protest. No. Stephanus. Thank you, lightly salted.
He's not a rando that just happened to be there. Like, oh, God, why are people so fucking dumb? Daisy, like, oh.
Yeah.
What happened? David Menzies. Oh, what happened? Oh,
yeah, absolutely. It's like, I don't know. It's just, this is kind of a disagreement. Like, this is an actual legit straight up white nationalist fucking Nazi.
Yep.
Look at the fucking signs he's holding up. Like, you're supposed to be a reporter. You should be aware of the topic and the place you're going to. You're not? Oh, wow. Maybe you're not what you claim to be.
Or they know and they're playing a fucking game of propaganda, which is exactly what it is. Do you have any kids that no, I don't actually have kids that go to that school.
So what the fuck are you doing there?
What the fuck? I need to protect the children. Okay.
From what? You?
Yeah. Like, ooh.
Yeah,
Honestly.
because right now we're the only thing that's dangerous right now is the straight up fucking Nazi in the fucking crowd in front of the goddamn school.
Yeah, I mean.
Plus, then you got, the terror tots and their handler.
They use that slogan, protect the kids or the children.
Yeah.
Like they use the slogan freedom. It has zero fucking meaning. Nothing. It means
zero
nothing
meaning to them. Yeah.
Right. No, that's what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, for them, it's so insincere. It means absolutely fucking nothing. Some rando white supremacist piece of shit with no kids is going to do what's best for my child. I don't care what side of the aisle you are on. Do you honestly fucking believe that guy is in it for your child? Fuck off.
It's absolutely true.
Ugh.
So, Now, I'm trying not to. I didn't want to show too many videos because it's just kind of annoying. I don't want to really get into, making sure we get the videos protected. There is one particular video we're going to bring up, and that was something that we noticed here, that these guys sort of are trying to sort of bank up on the idea that, it's like, oh, well, we're just here to bring up. It's like, no, you're actually straight out harassing people, and you're going out to harass people. And so this one came from today, and let's take a look.
Filming me.
Sir, you're in a public place. You have no expectation of privacy.
I request that you stop filming me.
And we'll continue to film because you're in a public place.
That's very well. I'm requesting that you stop filming me.
Okay. So what is your point? What is the point you're trying to make here today?
That I'm being filmed against my consent by a bunch of creeps, and I would like them to stop because I think that's rude and creepy.
Oh, why don't you simply walk away?
Why don't you?
Well, I'm here to cover a story, and you're right in ground zero.
Am I your story? Are you covering me?
Could be.
Why?
Could you speak up a little louder because your face diaper
No,
is
I'm not
muffling the sound.
consenting to be filmed. That's why I'm not giving you an interview.
Sorry,
You're showing a camera
don't
in
need
my
your
face.
consent.
Well, that's all very good and well, but I'm not consenting, and I'm making it very clear that I'm not consenting, and I'm not really interested in whatever else you're shoving these things in my face about.
Well, maybe stop talking to the cameras then.
You are surrounding me with cameras at this moment.
You, sir.
You
Why
are
don't you walk away?
surrounding me in a semicircle with cameras and microphones.
You were engaging us, like you were talking to us, man.
Are you trying to force me
No
to
one's
leave?
forcing you.
Are you security here? Are you with the police?
Sir, are you one of the drag
Are you
queens
with
about
the
to
police?
perform?
Do I look like a drag queen to you?
Yes.
What drag queens have you seen that dress like this? I am not interested in whatever you think is going on. Okay. I want you to get your cameras and your microphones out of my face.
Those fucking assholes. What the fuck? The guy's just fucking standing there. We see from that video, if you look prior, they're the ones who walked towards that guy. And then they force him because he doesn't want to. So it's like, doesn't matter. You don't have a right. Well, I'm going to do it anyway. Too bad. Like, what the fuck is that? And he was so good. Like, his responses were amazing. Am I the story? Like, I just don't want to talk to you. Well, then why don't you leave? Are you fucking 7 years old? It was the most disgraceful fucking bullshit. 5 of them with their fucking phones in his face and microphones. And then Daisy's like, we're not surrounding you, as he fucking pans the people who are around this guy who just wants to be there. Oh, Lord. That piss. I was watching that today and I was just fucking livid. So, yeah, I mean, I know you and I would have loved to have been there. Unfortunately, it was short notice for both of us. And there was no way I was going to be able to go today. Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. It was something that frustrated the crap out of me. It was wrong on every level. It was fucking wrong. This guy's not your fucking enemy. Treat him like he's a piece of shit and just like surround him and fuck. Gross.
It also has inspired me. So
yeah, well, you know what it's inspired me to do? Guess what's going to happen the next time? I'm going to bring my microphone and I'll be holding it up in Daisy's face, phone right in Lee's face. I'll do it all. You guys want to fucking go up to people and it's cool to do that? Okay, you've set the standard. You fucking set the standard. I'm in. I'm fucking in.
I mean, tech-wise, you already know I'm already ahead there.
No, like inches from their face because there's no rules. There's no rules of decency. No problem.
Yeah, as they've already instructed us, we can be as close as we can as long as we're not physically touching them. I'm like, all right, cool. I've got additional things. And you know, I've got additional things I've got for next events. We're going to be going there. But I've also got some other ideas too. Again, thanks to these kind of events that sort of frustrate and whatnot. I'm like, all right, fine. This is what you guys want to do. I got some interesting ways to deal with this. And again, everything's gonna be absolutely legal. So
that's why I don't get arrested, because I don't do anything illegal.
It's true.
Not because I get paid by Justin Trudeau. Not
those
because
Trudeau bucks are so good.
I'm a cop. Because I'm not a fucking criminal like you pieces of shit. Okay, now we know.
That's true. Yeah, well, those Trudeau bucks are so wonderful, though. That and the WEF bonds, they're great. They're absolutely fantastic. But yeah, that's exactly. I mean, these guys are. This is exactly what they do. I mean, this is kind of an interesting video because, obviously, these guys were going to be following David Menzies from Rebel News, and there was a couple of other shots that you could have seen where there was the smaller people, so like the Daisies kind of thing, and some of the other ones there who do their own little blogging reports and whatnot. They were kind of surrounding, and so wherever Menzies was going, they'd be following across and following along because
like little puppies.
Oh yeah, absolutely, they were like little puppies. So Menzies was on the one person, and they'd all be surrounding, and that's exactly what occurred there. But again, these guys were all sort of watching because they were kind of waiting for something to occur. They all wanted to get a video of something to occur.
They were pushing for something to occur. You don't surround this guy who's doing nothing and shove microphones in his face, not acting like you don't want something to occur.
23 seconds. That's my statement. It's always 23 seconds. You don't sit there and stare at me for 23 seconds with a camera without hoping that something is going to occur.
Yeah.
Obviously nothing did, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, and so it's it's kind of the same tactics a lot of people in that particular line of journalism does, is to try to incite some sort of confrontation because that's how they get the story that they want to say, or at least the content they want to bring out, because it brings viewers to them. It absolutely is. That pretty much wraps us up, by the way. So Pink Day looks like it still went off pretty well. A lot of people were there. So I didn't get too many full reports, but I did get a lot of word that they still.
Did anybody get arrested?
No arrests were reported.
Okay.
So that was interesting. But I don't think they got too many confrontation types of occurrences to happen. So that was pretty good.
We saw who was being the antagonist, though.
Yes.
It was very clear who was being the antagonists.
Yeah.
100% clear.
Oh, absolutely. But
From their own footage.
It's true.
I need that.
Well, we already knew that was going to be occurring there.
We do, but you know what they do. They edit their videos, and then they put out, like we saw that happen today.
Yeah.
They edit a video of a situation. They turn it into something it's not. They end up looking like the fucking hero, but they're not.
They never are.
They never are. They are the anti-hero.
Absolutely true. So on that note, we'll end it now, but we do have one final little clip for you guys.
Video.
And a little bit, something to bring it up, because let's not forget, there's still more coming. So good night, everybody. Don't forget, Friday night we'll be there. We'll be talking about digital IDs as well as everything else coming up from this week, and if anything occurs between now and Friday, we'll definitely bring it up. Until then,
bye.
And my city hall of Sudbury, Ontario is the most corrupt in all of Canada. These people are liberals destroying our city. They've spent the last 7 to 8 years destroying our downtown core to a point where it's just unrecognizable. They've created a street gang which is allowed to do whatever they want in our communities and destroy it. That needs to stop.
Big up the LGBT. I'm in the LGBT. Don't ever think I'm straight. The man them celebrate pride. I'll dick man down whatever.